Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Jay from the JBG podcast. I almost said show. That's another channel that I own, but no, JBG podcast, and welcome back to another episode 3. I already recorded a episode 3, but I'm not gonna post that one because I'm gonna re-record that one with a friend of mine soon at some point. Hopefully, very excited about that. We'll be bringing a friend on here. Very excited for that. That episode's gonna be. I'm just gonna warn y'all now. That episode's gonna be very methodical and kind of psychological episode. Just gonna talk about very deep topics, stuff like that. Not sure what all, but depression, stuff like that probably. So it'll be kind of a somber episode. Just letting you know. I hope you. I just want to say, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful week so far. It's Tuesday when I'm making this. Now, I do want to say I am not gonna upload and record like on a consistent like basis of this amount of days. This that and the other. If I do it on accident, I do. But like I wanted to do this over the weekend, but I wasn't home. I was at my dad's house over the weekend, and I'm still very nasally, an allergy, very allergy. That's not what I meant. Very stuffy. So we're still dealing with that. Excuse me. So sorry. I'm not editing that out either because it just takes a lot of time and I don't know how to edit. So I want to dive right in. Let's talk about a movie that came out probably a little over a month ago. Not Batman. It's a movie called Turning Red. If you haven't seen this movie and you are above the age of 13, I would recommend you go watch this movie. Not because it's a good movie, but because it's a bad movie. It's dumb. Disney fumbled the bag so horrendously here. Let me explain why. So it's rated G or PG, and it's about a girl who turns into a giant red monster. Okay, no big deal. Except the monster is her period. So now this movie's sexist. I'm going to have a very liberal way of thinking of this movie because I want to expose Disney with it trying to be progressive. Look, I'm a guy. Okay, so I might say something controversial about periods because that's what the movie's about. It's about periods. It's about a teenage girl. She's 12, 13, maybe 14. I don't remember. I think it says in the movie, but I don't remember. But it's about a girl who's growing up. She starts her period in the movie. Okay, that's fine. But that's the MacGuffin. If you don't know what a MacGuffin is, it's what carries the story along is the fact that this girl gets her period. I know it's uncomfortable, whatever, but it's a children's movie. I'm all for teaching, your 11, 12-year-old daughter, about it before it starts because they need to know, or when it starts, because it's natural. It's not gross. I know so many guys who think it's gross. I'm like, it's not. It's normal. Like, if you're a straight male, you're probably going to get married someday. So you're going to have to deal with it. It's normal. So, I don't see the problem with it. But there are a lot of people who do. The movie I have a problem with, though. I do have a problem with the movie, and here's why. So this movie was advertised to like 6-year-olds, 6-year-old boys and girls. These are not things 6-year-old boys and girls need to know. And this might seem political to some of you, but I'm not trying to get political about it at all. What I'm saying is morally, think about your morals, right? When you were 6, 7 years old, you might have heard the term period, you might have heard the term sex, but you didn't know what it meant. At least I would hope not. If you did, I'm terribly sorry. But you didn't know probably what it meant. So you have this movie, Turning Red, and it's she's a Chinese girl, and she turns into a giant red panda. She gets very and it only happened, or what it depicts is this: she starts getting emotional, and the more emotional she gets, the more she turns into this giant red panda, and she's violent sometimes. She's all over the place. She can't think straight. Her hormones are out of whack, is what that's depicting, and her process of thinking this, that, and the other. I'm like, this movie isn't completely sexist, but then the rest of her family, like all the women in her family, have this problem. Like, so now you're saying a bunch of Chinese, there's a clan of Chinese ladies that have giant red pandas living inside of them that come out, once a month or whatever. Like that's what this movie's doing, and that's what it does, and it's not okay in my opinion, especially being advertised to children who, okay, children they don't get it. Like they just think, oh, it's a girl who turns into a monster. She's coming to terms with the fact that she's a monster, and then there is porn in this movie. Like there's softcore porn. I don't remember if it's softcore furry porn or not, but there's softcore porn in this movie. And look, if that's what you're into, that's fine, but this is a children's movie. Children don't need to know about this. That there is a reason children are sheltered from stuff like this until the ages of 12 and 13, unless you're Mormon, in which you're sheltered from it until you just get out of the house. You know what's funny? We'll get back to the turning red thing in a moment. The most rebellious kids I know are all Mormon, and one of them might see this. So I'm not talking about you specifically now that I think about it. But like all the rebellious children I know are like all Mormon. It's really funny, or Catholic. And I'm not bashing religion. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just think it's funny. Like, there's a pattern to it. Anyway, but yeah, so like that's what this movie's about. And I watched. Okay, so here's the setting when I watched this movie. I spent the night at a family friend's house. Excuse me. This was shortly after I had foot surgery. Not even a month later. I was staying there, spending the night. And here's who I watched the movie with. There were 4 other girls. These are family friends. I call them cousins. They're cousins to me. It was a 20-year-old girl, and then 3 preteens. A 13-year-old, I think, maybe, and then 2 preteens, or about to be preteens. Okay. We all agreed, all of them, we agreed that this is not a children's movie. And I'm not gonna say it's a bad movie. Like, I mean, if I was like 6 years old, I'd be like, "Oh, that's so cool! I want to be a giant red panda. That's so cool." And then I turn 12, 13 years old. I realize what it's about. Oh God, that's terrible. Like, go watch this movie and then come back and listen to this again, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Plus, it'll give me an extra view. Thanks. No. But this movie is very uncomfortable. It's very unsettling. And it's not because I'm a guy that it's uncomfortable or unsettling. It's because of what it's about in general, and it's being advertised to children. However, here's something political, kind of political. There was a shooting today on a Brooklyn train station, subway station. At least 16 people injured. I don't know if anyone's dead. There was a smoke grenade used, and it's terrible. So I just want to send my prayers out to the families of those people. And Gilbert Gottfried passed away today, which is very sad. One of the most recognizable names in all of comedy, in comedy history, passed away today after a battle due with a long illness. God rest his soul. Brought me many laughs. Heck, a lot of you probably aren't even going to know who that is. But that's okay. That's all right. But yeah, this movie is just so out of whack. Like, whichever producers at Disney produced this movie are so far off their rocker that it makes former NFL coach Urban Meyer look like he's on his rocker, and he was kicking his players, like literally, like with his foot kicking them. Like, it makes him look like he's on his rocker. Come on now, y'all. But yeah, in this movie it's just weird, which is funny because my whole room is red right now. Even my the desk this is on has red LEDs on it, which I didn't know that. I got this desk for Christmas. It was like what we do at Christmas. You get like one big Christmas present and then like small things, stocking stuffer or stuff like that most of the time. And I was very fortunate this year. Got 2 big presents. And this was one of them, and it was this gaming desk because I like to play video games. And my mom and stepdad got it for me, and they were like, "Yeah, there's lights on them." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I thought they just meant like a little kind of lamp light, to use like light up whatever. But I never figured out how. And then, so it's been what 4 or 5 months since Christmas at that point, and I'm getting my PlayStation and whatnot, moving it. I was cleaning the desk, dusting it, whatnot, and I see this USB cord, and I was like, "What does this go to?" And I plug it into the wall plug, and these lights turn on my desk, and I was like, "What the, what, what?" And then I find the button for it, and I was like, "What?" They told me it was a switch. And I never found the switch on it. Like, I got up under this desk. Like, this was shortly after I had surgery when I tried to do this. My foot was still wrapped up in gauze and bandages and was still kind of bleeding at this point, And so, like, I got up under the desk looking for it and hurt myself, and I couldn't find the switch. Speaking of my foot, wonderful news. I will not have to see a foot doctor again unless it just gets infected again or I hurt it somehow, which, knowing me, might happen. But the foot surgery overall has been ruled 100% a success. the joints that that haven't moved in 16 years, and those muscles are properly moving and flexing and now properly growing and strengthening. So that is good news. And today my grandmother had my step grandmother, but I consider her my grandmother. She had open heart surgery today, and it went successfully. So very good news. I've had a very good day. Overall, I'd say. Yeah. I got to I got to lunch today, and I forgot that I had to go to this doctor's appointment. So I'm sitting with my friends at lunch, and I was like, "Oh yeah, friend, I won't be in biology today." They were like, "Why?" I said, "I forgot. I have a doctor's appointment." They were like, "You suck. I hope you die." And I was like, "Well, foot doctor. I don't know if I'll die." But yeah, and then I went. I have fifth period, or everybody has fifth period. I have math fifth period. And what we do in math is we just sit there and gossip. I'm not going to reveal too much because there's a reason we just sit there and gossip. It is not meant to be spread. But, we sit there and gossip. And I saw one of the girls that I gossip with, because it's literally like it's a bunch of girls. There's 4 or 5 of them, and then me. And we just sit there and gossip. Right? I listen. They gossip. And then every now and again I throw in my opinion and get told to shut up. Whatever. It's fine. It works. And I saw one of them, and I was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I won't be there in math today." And her response was, "Thank God." And I was like, "You know what? Fine. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna off myself. Don't joke about that." I thought it was funny. So yeah, yeah. I was like, "All right, fine. I see how it is. I remember this. I'm gonna remember that. They won't see this, but I'm gonna remember that. I will definitely remember that." You know what I hate? I hate home wreckers. Relationships. This isn't a personal experience I'm talking about. Well, kind of is, but I was not home wrecked. As a matter of fact, I accidentally home wrecked. I say accidentally. I had a friend who was in a rocky situation with a guy, and she was very uncomfortable with him. But he was very forceful, very controlling, tight grip. But we're in high school. Okay, we're juniors. How do you get to the point to where that's happening? Like, we're juniors. You don't live on your own. You might drive. They can't control every aspect of your life. It's called the block button. And you're like, well, what if they have something incriminating on them? Why are you giving them something that could incriminate you? That's my question. I'm not going to act like I haven't given people things that could incriminate me. Not those things specifically that I think we're all realizing I'm alluding to. But you get the point. So, there's this guy. I'm not going to give any names. Well, there's this guy. He's very controlling, very toxic. He's your typical teenage guy. He's not a jock. Your typical teenage guy, just that toxic, masculinity. Thinks he's that in a bag of Pringles. Bag of Pringles. Pringles don't come in bags. Pringles come in tins. Anyway, you get my point. And he's not. And I'm not the cutest guy. I don't think I'm cute at all, to be honest. I'm not an attractive guy, but this dude literally looks like the crack of my butt. Like, just kind of tan. Like, that's what he looks like. He literally looks like my butt crack. He is so ugly. I think this dude looks terrible. And that's not nice. You're right, it's not, but neither is he. So you get what's coming. And he dates really pretty people, right? And I don't know what it is. It's not his charming personality. But this guy, I'm at an event, and my friend's like, "Yeah, he's coming, and I don't want to talk to him. I just want him to leave me alone." And I'm like, "Okay. Pretend I'm your boyfriend." "What?" "Yeah, pretend. We're friends. We're good friends. We know each other pretty well. Pretend. It's fine." I was like, "We don't have to kiss or anything. Just let's dance." Okay, watch him walk up while we're dancing. He'll walk away. He won't do anything. Or he'll walk up, say something smart off, and get popped in the jaw. We'll see how it goes. And he just walked away. That's exactly what happened. He just walked away. Well, this kind of happens again. Me and the person didn't end up dancing, but you get the point. Saw us talking. He already didn't like me, so he just walked away, and then, yeah, whatnot. Well, I'm talking to this girl. This is back in November. Some of my friends who might see this, they're gonna know which girl I was talking to. We'll refer to her as Unicorn Girl because that's what people call her, and it makes me mad. But Refer to her as Unicorn Girl because unicorns are beautiful. That's why I say Unicorn Girl. Okay. So talking to her, and she's like, yeah, but I'm talking to my ex. We'll just see how it goes. Like, and this girl messaged me for the first time out of the blue. Well, we had messaged once or twice before, and then we didn't text for like a month. And it wasn't because we were mad at each other. We just didn't talk. We met in the homeroom one day. So now my friends who see this know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, but we're talking, or we weren't, and then I get a text, and it was just, "Hey, what's your star sign?" And I was like, "Why do you want to know this of all things?" And I was like, "I'm a Gemini." Why? I was just wondering. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. And then we started talking, flirting. Like that night, we started flirting, and then the next day we had homeroom. So she was like, "Come sit in the homeroom with me." I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And she's telling me about this guy. I was like, "Really? What's his name?" And she rattles off name. I was like, "Do you have a picture?" She was like, I don't think so." And then someone else was like, "I do." And I was like, "Okay, show me." Excuse me. And they showed me a picture, and I was like, "Oh my god, is this round two?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry." She was like, "What?" And I said, "Well, kinda. I didn't home wreck him, but I pretended to home wreck him to get him to screw off of a friend." So she was like, "Go ahead, round to it. I really don't like him." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then we dated. Whatever. That was fun. That was a relationship. I think I talked about it in one episode where I made a mistake and then I ended it. I think I talked about it. That might have been in the episode 3 that I recorded and didn't post. So this might be really confusing now, which is fine. Leave it shrouded in mystery. But yeah, I like home wrecked this guy 2 times technically, and like, yeah, it's kind of like a douchebag move. But well, let's think about it. I want to justify this to you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It just randomly popped up in my head. This guy, okay, he is a complete and utter just jerk to everybody that is not female. And then they get to know him. He seems so nice. I know the game he plays. He plays, the nice guy or like the loner, doesn't have a lot of friends, blah 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 blah, whatever. At least that's what I've seen. And I think I just ripped ass, and I think the microphone might have picked it up. I I didn't mean to cuss. My bad. Oh no. Oh no, I did it already. No. This is terrible. How could I? It's fine. It happens. But yeah. So this guy, and from what I've seen, he just plays the nice guy, whatever. Well, and then I see all these like conversations he's had with people, and like, how people treat him. I'm like, so he plays the guy that's like super nice, and then he turns out to just be this toxic, just a hole. And they're like, yeah. And someone was like, yeah, it sounds like you, doesn't it? And I was like, whoa, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, whoa. Oh, wait a minute now. I'm not toxic like that, am I? And then now this has been months ago. This was back in January, and they were like, "That sounds like you," and I was like, "What? No, that's not like me." And they were like, "Yeah, it is. Take a look at yourself." And they were like, they said, genuinely, you are a nice guy compared to him. You are a genuinely nice guy. But when people really get to know you, you're not someone else entirely, but there's a side of you no one sees, right? I was like, well, yeah, this kind of dark, depressed side. And they were like, yeah, but it's toxic because you hate yourself for it. And then I got to thinking, I was like, huh. And this is part of what we're going to talk about when I bring my friend on here. I'm very excited to bring her on here. I think it's going to be a really good episode. I just don't know when it'll be. I don't know if it'll be episode 4, 5, 6, 600. We'll see. But they were like, you make people feel bad for you. Not on purpose. You don't do it on purpose. I was like, well, no, I didn't know I ever did that. And they were like, yeah, because you never thought about it. I said, dang, I suck. And like, so like, that's what I worked on for the past like 3 or 4 months. Just working on that. But still, and I realized that I was a lot like this guy at one point. And now I think I'm much better. I hope I am. But yeah. You know what like grinds my gear? I posted this on my Snapchat story a couple hours ago. You know what grinds my gears in the bad way? parents, specifically mine, the ones I live with. I love them to death. I really do. But they're the conservative type. I don't want to bring the politics into it, but that's what this is. I wear bracelets and I wear rings. Therefore, I am gay. And I wear bandanas, flannels, slides, and shorts. Therefore, I'm a hippie. That's the kind of house I live in, right? And it ticks me off, and it happened a couple days ago, which is what I was talking about on my story. I let it build up for a couple days. But, like, a friend of mine gave me bracelets because I wanted to wear bracelets again. I used to wear bracelets all the time. But I would put them on after I got to school because I didn't want the judgment and the backlash. And I didn't think about it this time, so I just put it on. And we were at Zaxby's, eating Zaxby's. I love Zaxby's. Zaxby's is like soul food. But Guthrie's is better. Anyway, unpopular opinion. Fight me about it. Yeah, and I'm wearing this bracelet, and it's a shiny bracelet. It's got fake diamond. It's fake diamond. I assume it's fake. I would hope my friend wouldn't just give me just, real diamonds. Although, that would be nice. Then I'd be selling that crap immediately. No. No, it's fake. I know it's fake. I'm not stupid. But and they were like, "Oh, nice bracelet, ma'am." I said, "What? Excuse me?" I said, "That was like nice bracelet, ma'am." I was like, "It's a bracelet. Is there a problem?" He looks gay. So you look old with your bald, shiny head, and the hair on your head looks like a cul-de-sac in the neighborhood. So pump the hate brakes, all right? And like, they were like, "Stop being disrespectful." And I said, "Really? Take some notes. It would serve you well, And I got mad. That's how I talked to them about it. Like, I was very disrespectful about it, but I think I had the right, I feel like I had every right to. And like, I get judged for my style of music. I listen to grunge music. I listen to some hair metal, heavy metal, death metal. I don't listen to dubstep. I don't listen to that. If I listen to dubstep, I would want someone to use a gun on me and like kill me if I listen to dubstep. I'm not that bad. I don't think. Yeah, no, I'm not that bad. But yeah, so that's like the house I live in, kind of. And they're like, "It's just a joke. Calm down." I'm like, "That's not just a joke." And I'm like, "That's not just a joke. This is personal to me because I was bullied throughout elementary school, middle school. All I ever got called was gay and the F slur when I wasn't, and it hurts." And it makes me like hate myself because I feel like I'm not good enough. Like that's how that makes me feel. It's like, oh, I'm a disappointment for it. And then I sit back and I'm like, now wait a minute, why do I care? What does it matter what y'all think? Yeah, I'm 16. You have every rule over me, but I still have my own free will. So one of these days, one of them is gonna say, "You're so gay," and then I'm gonna go, "Yeah, I know." And then I'm gonna pop a material girl stance. Sorry, a material girl stance. And then I'm gonna strut away. And I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna hear the yelling, the "Oh my God, you're a disappointment," and I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna cackle. I'm not gay, and if I was, so what? But I'm not. That's why. That's why it makes me mad, just because I'm not. If I was, I wouldn't give a crap. I'd be like, "You daggum right, boo boo." Recognize that. That's why it makes me mad, because it's a label that doesn't apply to me, that people are trying to make apply to me. That's what makes, And I think that's what makes a lot of people mad. Like, you call someone stupid. Because there's different types of smart. There's book smart and street smart. Or common sense, really. I'm street smart. Book smart? History class. I saw a girl story the other day. And it was like, why are guys just so good at history in the video games? Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Wolfenstein, Stein. Chivalry. It's a good game. Chivalry and Chivalry 2 are good games. Um, which those names sound kind of controversial. It's just knights. They're just knights, and you fight each other. That's all it is. Um, what other games are there? Teach guys history. I don't know. Can't remember. But yeah. Anyway, that was random side piece. Sorry. I'm really tired, so I'm trying to focus on one thing, but it's not working. Like I am so incredibly tired. Um, yeah, like my quote unquote bedtime's in like 5 minutes. It's 9:50. My bedtime is set for 9:55. I'm getting to bed at 9:55. Be asleep by 10. Try to be. But when you are an insomniac, that does not happen, and it is rather annoying. But I'm doing this. I waited for everybody to go to sleep so I could do this without any distractions and interruptions. Hopefully nobody starts dying. Actually, I should probably check my phone just to be sure. Anybody dying? Oh, somebody's dying. No, I'm just kidding. Although that would have been kind of funny. That would be that wouldn't be funny. That was terrible of me to say. I'm so sorry. So incredibly sorry. Can't you tell? But yeah. What else is there to talk about? I keep going about that stupid movie. Let's talk about Disney movies in general though. Recently, something just fell. What fell? Oh no, what fell? Me for you. No, I'm just kidding. Whoever you are, I didn't fall for you. Don't lie to yourself. Nobody loves you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what fell, but I heard it. My thick booty is in the way. I can't see. I wish I was kidding, but like my butt was like in the way, so I couldn't see. I had to look down. Anyway, but yeah, let's talk about Disney movies recently. So you had Encanto, which honestly not a bad movie. Don't get me wrong. I just thought it was dumb. You had what's the one about the stupid boy who turns into a sea monster? Like what? You got Turning Red. You've got is it Coco? Coco wasn't bad, but still like the one about the sea monster, the boy turns into a sea monster. The one Turning Red, and then Encanto and Coco, and then I'd even say Moana almost. Moana wasn't bad, but like Moana for like after like Cars 2, Disney movies just started kind of yikes. You know, they kind of just deteriorated in my opinion. And Cars 2 wasn't the best. I mean, Cars 2 is goated. Don't get me wrong. Cars 2 is goated, but like it's not goated as much as like Princess and the Frog is goated. Like I'll sit down. You know what I think is people who know me know I don't like the movie Coraline, but I also do like the movie Coraline. I don't remember if Coraline's actually Disney or if it's just DreamWorks, but I like the movie because I don't get the movie. I have watched that movie maybe 100 times and I don't understand it. I don't get it. No, I also watch it like to go to sleep. So that's part of the problem. I don't finish more than like the first like 5 minutes, but still, like I just don't get the movie. Even when I have watched the full thing, I don't understand what's going on. But I also like I have a problem where I get on my phone, so I miss part of it. Because I think Coraline's one of those movies where you actually have to like watch it and listen to it and pay attention. Um, yeah, I dated a girl once last year, and she like her favorite movie was Coraline. And I went to her house and I was like, okay, whatever. And her mom was like, you don't go to her room, whatever, cool. Just leave the door open, sure, whatever. And we were like, cuddling, whatever. Oh no, premarital cuddling and hand holding. Shut up. Nothing happened. I promise. Swear to God, nothing happened. But she was like, we're gonna watch Coraline. I was like, I don't want. This was I hadn't watched it yet, and I was like, I don't want to watch Coraline. I went and watched the trailers to that movie. They suck. The movie's terrible. And when I tell you, she literally slapped me in the face. I was like, all right, fine. we'll we'll watch it. I'm sorry. And I didn't get the movie. And like it wasn't like because we like had a Netflix and chill thing. Like no, I watched the movie when I'm trying to stay. I tried to stay awake to watch the movie. Like I watched the movie and like I paid attention and I was like I don't get it. But I also didn't get Cars 3. So like, like that movie was just Cars 3, man. That movie, look, it was a good movie. Excuse me. I'm very gassy. My acid reflux is becoming a problem again. Had some acid reflux problems in the past and they're kind of getting bad again, but it's okay. But like Cars 3, like it was a good movie, but at the same time I was like, nah, they didn't need to make this movie. Like they didn't need to. But I really fumbled the bag, boys and girls and they thems. I really fumbled the bag. I can I tell y'all about that? Screw it. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just save it for later when I'm not tired, so I can tell a proper story. But one of my favorite movies of all times is Princess and the Frog. I love Princess and the Frog. I love that movie. I don't know why. That movie it just makes me happy, like to watch it. I think it's the soul of the movie. Like it's got that soul kind of feel, with like the music, like the trumpets and the Cajun, quote unquote Cajun style music. 'Cause, it's down in New Orleans, depending on where you're from. And I just love the spirit there. I would love to live in New Orleans if it wasn't so dangerous, because it's kind of dangerous to live in New Orleans. Plus hurricanes. That's not a joke. I'm not making a joke about because that's an actual problem down there. I wouldn't want to live down there because of that. But like the culture and the food, I would love to experience that for like a weekend or like a week. Go down there and like just go down there for a week on vacation. I would love to do that. It's kind of different than Florida, So give me some beads, Go get a palm reading or something. That's not very Christian of you. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not practicing another religion. I'm living a culture. We were talking about civil rights today in history class, and I got so mad. I didn't say anything. Well, I didn't say anything in class. I said some stuff after class. But they were going on about Abraham Lincoln. Right? This might sound political, but this is really just basic history. At least to me, it's basic history. Abraham Lincoln was a good president. He was a great president. He freed the slaves. Okay, sure, that's great. What else did he do? What was the other major thing President Lincoln did as president? It was get shot. That's all he did. He freed the slaves and he got shot. He wasn't that good of a president. Like, he really wasn't. And he didn't free the slaves because he wanted to. That's something that history classes misconstrue. Is that he wanted to free the slaves, which is not true. He didn't want to. He had to. He needed something to stand on for re-election. So he said, you know what? And no, I think he freed the slaves the year he got elected to, or like the year after. So like he was still kind of fresh in his presidency. But he needed something to stand on, not for necessarily maybe for re-election, but to like put faith back in the hearts of people during the Civil War. So he freed the slaves. The Emancipation Proclamation, freed the slaves, Southern slaves. I would like to remind you that there were slaves in northern states, even though they were free states. Okay. Don't let history classes and all God's honesty, liberalism blind you with that. Forgive me for getting political, but still, like Abraham Lincoln didn't want to free the slaves. We're about to turn this into history class, man. Abraham Lincoln didn't want to free the slaves, and random Afghan forces beat off Soviet tanks with RPGs they didn't know how to fire. The world doesn't make sense, okay? Let me remind you this. The world is like a bad acid trip. Because you can't explain any of it other than that dude had crab legs. Like, which is a story I'm not telling. But no, I didn't do it. I didn't do the drug. Okay. But so like the world is just so weird with stuff like that, and I hate how they teach history from the world. Because in all honesty, the victors write the victors write the history. Like who knows what really happened at the Alamo? We just have the Mexican Hispanic story. That's all we have because nobody lived from the Alamo. I mean, there were like women and children who might have lived, but Davy Crockett didn't live, so we don't know what happened. We don't have two sides of the story. We only have one side of the story. We only have one side of the story of JFK. Like, you know, and it makes me mad how they teach stuff like this. Like they won't teach you that JFK was the government assassination. I 100. This isn't political. This isn't political. This is just like, what do you think? I 100% believe the CIA had JFK killed. 100% believe it. Because if you go look at where that bullet was fired, at least just from what I've seen now, I'm not, an expert, obviously. I mean, I'm a certified ghetto therapist, but like I'm not an expert on anything else. If you go look at where that bullet was fired, nah, nah, fam. And then there's the picture of the senator winking at Lyndon B. Johnson after he was sworn in as president after JFK died. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory, but it's one that I can get behind. There's enough proof. There's enough evidence. It's not political. It's just, sharing thoughts, sharing ideas. That's what this is, right? It's a podcast. I can do that. I want to overtake Joe Rogan one day. That'd be cool. Dude, I want to go on the shows like the Pat McAfee show and like the Joe Rogan show. Dude, I want to do that one day. Even Logan Paul's podcast would seem fun because they just seem like cool, fun people. Or like the MMG Live. So a lot of you probably don't know who that is. He makes Madden 22 and NBA 2K content, but he does a live stream podcast kind of thing. It's really cool. I want to go on there one day. That'd be so cool. You might know who Eric Erickson is. You might know who Rush Limbaugh is. And when Rush Limbaugh died, Eric Erickson took his place as head show on WSB and whatnot. Eric Erickson, super Republican guy, super Republican. But like, I want to like just sit there and talk with him one day for an entire episode or something, and just talk, and just like gain the wisdom and knowledge he has. That'd be so cool to me. Like that's my kind of dream, is to do stuff like that. Yeah. But I feel like Disney movies have just fumbled the bag. Back to my point. Nah, and all this proves JFK dying proves that Encanto could have never happened. No, I'm just kidding. No, doesn't even make sense. But yeah, yeah. Do I have anything else to talk about? I don't know. I'd ask y'all for ideas, but y'all are seeing this not live. So if there's anything y'all want me to cover, though, seriously, leave it in the comments. Like, cause I will go read them. Like, let me know, and I'll cover topics and whatnot if it's not too political or too controversial, something like that. But let me know, seriously. I'm open to anything. I need things to talk about because I can't tell a lot of stories until I'm 18. No, I'm just kidding. I could tell y'all the monk joke one day. Have to get my dad to watch that episode. Tell y'all the monk joke. Just it would have to be an entire episode, like a 30-minute episode, just about this monk. Yeah, I'll do that one day. That'll be April Fool's next year. Yeah, that's April Fool's. Because I even if I quit doing this by then, I will upload that on April Fool's. Swear to it if I feel like it, and if I can, if I think it's worth it. It's so dumb. Only people that know the joke would laugh. People who don't know that joke don't laugh at it. It just makes you mad. Anyway, yeah. Here's a question: do clothes hampers, like clothing hampers for your dirty clothes, do they help prevent the odor from getting into your room, or is it just to like not put them on the floor? Because my room stinks, and like it's clothes. Like it's the clothes. And I just did laundry a couple days ago. Like there's like I'm looking at my hamper right now. There are like 4 items in it and they smell bad. Like it's not like, they smell like foot fungus and crap. Like it just smells like sweat. But like do hampers not actually help with that? Is that like not true? Cuz that's what I was always told is that they do. But like do they not? Cuz like I don't know. I'm kind of dumb. People get mad at me when I say I'm dumb. Like there are basic like human things that everyone knows except for me. But then I know random things that like what's a random thing that I know? Of course, now that when I need to know them, I can't know them. Like I know that Ra through the like god of the sun Ra through Osiris, Egyptian god of something, in the Nile River because he like tried to kill him or something. Or he tried to trick him into getting into a coffin or something like that. I don't remember what it was anymore. But, like I know random bits and pieces like that. But I couldn't tell you like, well, if I don't know it, I guess I can't tell you it. You see, there it is. You see, there's the moment. Like I just had a dumb moment. Like there it is. Not scripted, I promise. I could tell you that Tom Brady is the worst quarterback in the NFL. Not the worst. He's just not a good quarterback in my opinion, and I could explain why, but I couldn't explain to you how a loaf of bread works, like how someone came up with that idea to cut bread, other than they saw a knife and they saw bread and they cut it, which is probably just the gist of it. But still, I couldn't fold up and set up a cardboard box. I don't know how to do that. I can break one down, so just reverse the order you do that in, I guess. But like, without like actually sitting there and thinking about it, I couldn't set up a cardboard box. I couldn't do it. I would sit there and I would literally crap myself before I figured out how to fold up that cardboard box. Excuse me. It's a fact. It's true. Sad, but true. But that's just the way it is. Things will never change. Yeah. I love ticking off like my exes. Makes me so mad. I just love ticking off people. It makes me happy sometimes. I don't know. Like not like being mean to them, just like bringing up old things. It just makes me laugh. Even if like they don't care, it ticks other people off. I just think it's funny. It makes me laugh. Is that like toxic? Is that like toxic? I mean, whoops. Oh well. I was sitting in class and I talked to one of my exes in that class, math class, and we were talking about something. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I said, at one point when I cared about you, and it sounded really rude. Like I didn't mean to be like I don't care about you. It was I don't care. What it was is I don't care about you that way anymore. I care about you as a person. That's about it. You know, like if you fell down, I might help you up. Like that's how much I care. I would definitely laugh. No, that's not true. I'd help them up. I'd help anybody up if I saw them fall down. I've actually seen people that I don't like fall down, and I help them up. I'm like, yeah, you beat me up and threw me into a locker that one time, but it's okay, bud. Let me dust off your shoulders. Here you go. Get up. Get on with your day, champ. Here's your crown, king. Dropped it. You know, it's just the kind of person I try to be. Try to be a good person like that. I'm running out of things to talk about, so I'm just rambling. But I guess that's really what this is, just me rambling. Oh, I hit my microphone again. I keep doing that because I have my microphone set to like low sensitivity, so I can sit really close to it. Because I don't want to have to like yell or talk loud, and I'd rather just kind of talk quietly and softly and gently, and sit here right next to it so that I can like regulate my volume. I've also got a headset in that's got surround sound and whatnot, and I am using its microphone to like check my pitches and whatnot, see how I sound, how loud I'm talking, how soft I sound, stuff like that. And then I used it to record me and your mom. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Well, I've run out of things to talk about for today. Yeah. Okay, I got one more thing. So I was talking to this kid about rubbing alcohol because I had to use it on my foot when it got infected. He's like, "Yeah, I use this 70% stuff at home. What do you use?" I was like, "It's just like 9. It says 9% on it." And he kind of looked at me funny. He was like, "9%? That really? Just 9?" I was like, "Yeah, it says 9%." Well, I got home today and I looked at the bottle and it said 91. I am dyscalculate and dyslexic, like actually. So, and it said 91%, and I was like, "Oh, whoops, that's bad." So because I was like, "Man, that crap stings so bad." He was like, "Just 9% stings that bad. 70% is gonna kill you." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then I looked at it, it said 91%. I was like, "You know what, man? Maybe I should just drink it and then die." Like, I feel like that might help my problem. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Comment anything you might want me to cover. Whatnot. Share this with your friends. Maybe with your family. Maybe, sit down, grandma, grandpa. All right, grandma, grandpa, we need to have a talk. Kick back, relax, and get out your grippers because we're going to be here for a while, bud. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you all, and I appreciate you all. Have a good one. Have a good day, afternoon, night, whatever time you're watching this. If you're in class, I would say get back to class, but I really need the support. So, like, multitask. Appreciate you. And I'll talk to you guys all next time. I'll talk to all of you guys next time. There we go.